AM 560. The answer.
Stop trying to cheer me up, squirrel. Getting robbed. Every millisecond, robbed. All right, let it go. Tiffany, Detroit.
Hey, how you doing? I just wanted to educate the listeners a little bit so about the shutdown. So the shutdown of all of these Democrats that are saying that they want to defund ICE and they're going to cause a shutdown for it. ICE is actually funded until February of 2029.
Yes,
so anything that they do is not going to shut down the government. What it is going to do, though, is cause issues with checkpoints. It's going to shut down TSA, meaning that you're going to have to stand in line longer. And we have the FIFA World Cup coming and people that want to feel secure in the air. We already have people that are going to get no paychecks with TSA on security and all of that. Then we're going to have FEMA that's going to be affected. And we're going to have the Coast Guard and Secret Service that's going to have no paycheck. So the security of our government is affected, not ICE. And the ICE is going to continue to do their immigration enforcement and ICE operations until February of 2029.
So you know what
Canada and all these other Democrats that are out there saying that they're going to impeach Noam and all these other people. And with the big, beautiful bill, it already funded everything.
Which is the brilliance of it. But, you know, I like to think about things. What is the motive of why you would want to shut it down? And think about those agencies you just said. Those are the security checkpoint. Those are security checkpoint agencies, right? Now, you wouldn't believe it, but I travel a lot, and I go into Chicago a lot. And those TSA, you get to know them. You get to see them. I mean, I travel that much. One of them, they didn't take off. And during the shutdown, I would say, hey, thank you. Let me get you caught. No, everything's fine. So you're going to be going on the good people that are working. But if you give bad people an excuse not to work, now you release the hounds during those checkpoints. And what has Trump been very successful at outside of ICE? He's been very successful at stopping the flow of drugs, the flow of drugs through our ports, through our airports, through our entry. And now you're going to have the Coast Guard and the Secret Service. The Coast Guard that are shooting down the drug boats, and the Secret Service that is protecting the president that has multiple threats of death on him that's going to be affected by this. And then you think about the TSA that's already gone without paychecks not even a few months ago, and now you've got to put them in another position to be without paychecks and worry about planes crashing and not being secure. And then you go back to, the 9/11 and the security of the airport. So you're from Detroit, which is very similar to Chicago. And I don't know how old you are, but I have been around. And all of my life, I would ask myself, how could it be the government does not know who the drug dealers are when every sexually frustrated housewife from the suburbs does? How could it be?
Yep.
The government wants the drug dealers. The government needs the drugs. This is what it's about.
The drug dealers have been affiliated and pushed all the way through the 1980s and earlier, and the CIA has been involved in it, and everyone else to propagate the low income of colored people to cause all issues.
The poverty wheel is the greatest friend to the fraud gangster politician, and that's why they tirelessly work to put more and more and more people on it, and that's the game. That's why good people have to go to good areas, Tiffany. I asked Robert Steinbuch, what's the answer? The answer is very simple. It's an uncomfortable answer, but it's a real answer. Good people cannot be governed by thieves. They can be extorted, they can be robbed, and they can be perpetual victims, but they cannot be governed. Good people in Detroit, good people in Chicago, good people in California. You could try it out, but the government itself is the corrupt problem. Thank you very much for the call, and thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mitchell! Displays.
Hey,
I got
Sean,
Tiffany. I got Tiffany to say CIA. Now go.
I know. Don't get me
go.
started. Okay. Gee, Arkansas, Bill Clinton. Gee, the Bush family. Let's go down to Prescott. He gets all these passes during trading with the Enemy Act. They just give him a fine. But I digress.
Yes.
I wanted to ask your opinion about the fact that we should be so thankful, Sean, in my sarcastic tone, that we have Bruce Springsteen writing original songs on the merits of protesting ICE. Well, what he doesn't understand, Mr. Bruce Springsteen, is that while you're getting out of your DUIs, you damn drunk, the Genesis, the band Genesis that we both grew up, listening to, right, from England,
Sure.
they came out with a song called Illegal Alien in 1983, which is a lot more apropos given the nature of the master of the obvious, Mr. Springsteen. I have no idea, Mr. Springsteen. Shut up.
I'll tell you what about, and I mean this, I always thought he sucked. I thought it was like a scam. I thought Bruce Springsteen was like a scam. I never thought he was good. I don't think he has he might have a song that the lyrics are good, but I always thought he sucked. But, Melrose Park, we had higher standards. You had to at least have Zanzibar pants on or be from Europe. Thank you very much. And I will digress, Squirrel, a little bit about the CIA. As I told you, we had talked about Singapore. It's an amazing study to see the success of a country with zero natural resources. But what that country has is character. And what it had was a leader who really built the country. And he had the most character. I'm telling you something. The more you look at it, Squirrel, that should be everybody's exit plan. Lee Kuan Yew.
I want to be quite frank with you here. If the British withdraw, I'm prepared to go on with the Australians and the New Zealanders. But I'm not prepared to go on with the Americans.
Why not, Mr. Prime Minister? Why do you think America...
Well, can I put it this way? I think there are highly intelligent, well-meaning often people, and some of their leaders, like Kennedy, the late president, had signs of growing greatness, depth. But, by and large, the administration lacks depth and judgment or wisdom, which comes out of an accumulation of knowledge of human beings and human situations over a long period of time. That's lacking. And it's not their fault. What have they got? 300-400 years of history, and they've become a nation just recently. I'll tell you this. I've had only three experiences with the Americans. And they did not intend any harm in each one of them. But the tragedy was they did real harm. First, this is old stuff now. We caught an American CIA agent trying to subvert our intelligence special branch officer. Bribe him so that the special branch officer will feed the CIA, because the CIA wants to know what's happening. Subverting a Singapore officer. The man might have succeeded, but I'm proud to say that the officer offered large sum of money and continuing sums of money. This was in 1960. Refused and reported the matter to his chief, who reported it to me. Man was caught, locked up. And it was on razor's edge whether we charged him in open court or not. No, let me explain this. When I told the American government, all right, we keep quiet, you take this man away, $100 million to the Singapore government for economic development. No, listen to me. I didn't tell, I never spoke to the Americans direct, because they lack the finesse, and they may say yes, they give it to you. Why not? Why should the Singapore government just give to you, to me, which would have ruined me? But through an intermediary, they offered me and my party $10 million. The insult, I told them, keep it.
That's the difference. Character and not character. You know what $10 million was in 1960? You could have bought the entire Clinton family.
In 1982, cocaine trafficker Barry Seal set up one of the largest drug smuggling operations in the United States in Mena, Arkansas, under the approving eye of Governor Bill Clinton.
Barry Seal was a drug smuggler, and he tried to set it up in his home state of Louisiana. but they wouldn't let him. He had to come to a state that had a sleazy governor hooked on cocaine. There were $100 million a month in cocaine coming in and out of Mena, Arkansas.
And that governor, after his alliance with the CIA, was able to do and get away with absolutely everything.
It has entirely crushed Haiti. In 2010, we had an earthquake that killed 315,000 people. That's really a deadly earthquake, and millions were left without shelter. President Obama named Bill Clinton as the one that should be in charge of the reconstruction of Haiti. And in that process, the Clinton Foundation, through U.S. taxpayers' money, and people giving money worldwide to the Clinton Foundation for relief effort to Haiti, contributed about $14.3 billion. We're talking about $1 billion, okay? And the Haitian people has not seen not even 2% of that money.
2%.
Nothing was done in Haiti.
And that's why not one Democrat congressman, not one Democrat senator, not even the constituents, give a rip about the money that's stolen in Democrat areas. They want in on it. 312-642-5600.
He will never negotiate his constitutional rights with the government. Live free or die on The Sean Thompson Show on AM 560. The Answer.